Well, hello YouTube. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and we're going to go ahead and get started on the Bison Workshop computer. The first thought that I had thought about going for was taking the and building the computer from another case, but I got to looking at this case, and it really is a nice looking case. It's got a handle on top of it, and it's been doing fine for me, and it's got the Bison logo on the center of the glass, and it looks good. So we're just going to stay with the same case, and we're just going to replace the motherboard. I have decided to leave the hard drive intact and see if I can't use a 500 gig hard drive in its place and just reinstall Windows. I was going to try to keep that hard drive intact and just delete all the drivers from this motherboard out of the system settings and turn it off, replace the board, then boot it up, and then Windows would have booted and started reinstalling the drivers. And the reason that I was going to do it that way was for the simple reason I didn't want to have to reinstall Windows Movie Maker. I didn't want to lose all my settings in Windows Movie Maker. The Bison Workshop starter video is mainly the one I'm worried about. The rest of them I could care less about because I know where they're at. I just got to make sure that all my files that I need off of this hard drive is on the external hard drive. Once I've got all the files where I want them on the external hard drive, then I can go ahead and turn it off, remove the board, put the new board in it, reinstall Windows, and just start from scratch. That is your best idea, is to just start from scratch and reinstall. It gives you a fresh copy, everything runs smoothly. So I've decided to go ahead and go that route. It's just a whole lot more work for me to get everything back the way it was. So Bison computer is getting ready to go down. So the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to meet you at the kitchen table, and we will start showing you what we're doing. We'll have the computer on the table, and we'll start showing you the steps that I'm going to do to get it before I put it in the case. I got to replace CPU paste and a fan, blah blah blah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything copied over to my external drive, and hope I don't miss anything. So until we get to the table, stay tuned. Alright guys, this is a look at the Bison's computer. As you can see, it's got the logo on it. This one here is dedicated just for Bison, nothing else, and making videos. We've got our 5.25 media dashboard, which I'm really disappointed in. I hope this doesn't become a review, but the LEDs in this is going out, and you can barely see the blue light behind the LED or behind the LCD screen. And we got our card reader, plus this is a card reader. This one here is pretty much obsolete. And our CD, DVD writer. And that's what it looks like. Got a nice handle here on the top, and the power button, and the reset button. So now what we're getting ready to do is take the panel off of it. And take her apart. So the first thing we're going to do is take our thumb screws out. And we're going to try to do some cable management in here also. It's been a long time coming. So we've got our cover off. Now we can start taking everything apart. Now the only thing we're replacing is the motherboard, and we're going to take this fan and put it on the other motherboard because I don't like the fan that's on that one. So first thing we're going to do is take the video card out. And the video card is a GTX 770, 2 GB. And one of the gaming machine. Hey, look, my toilet paper holder. This card seems to be twisted for some reason, and when you're looking at it, it's downhill like that. So I just put that underneath of it just to hold it up. But anyway. Now we can take that out, and you can see that is the Direct CU2. It's a GTX 770, and this is the one that I replaced in my gaming machine with the same size. It's a 770, GTX 770, but it's a 4 gig. This is only a 2 gig. So a lot of wheeling and dealing going on these computers, man. I'm telling you, I could trade an ice cube to an Eskimo. Alright, so now we'll unplug our front panel for our 5 1/4 drive, or the thingamabob. Unplug our CPU power cord. Take our thermostat out that shows the temperature of the CPU. Unplug your power cord to the motherboard. Set that out of the way. Then we'll take our USB, which we're not going to use in this one now because the other board has more USB slots. So we really don't need this. Which brings me to something else. I wonder why they put a USB slot on the back side of that for the inside of the case. That makes no sense why they would do that. I mean, you're not going to take your cover off every time you want to plug something into it and plug that into it. Unless it's for one of them adapters for like an IDE drive, the old style, you can turn it into USB and plug it into that. I don't know. But it only has 2 slots, so I really didn't gain a whole lot. So I didn't have very many on the board, so now the new one's got 6 slots. Well, used one, but new to me. Alright, and then we unplug our CD-ROM and our hard drive. Set them aside. Take all of our front panel switch wires loose. And we want plenty of room here. Unplug our case fan. Set that up out of the way. Unplug our audio. our USB, and our USB. Alright, now it looks like we're ready to take the motherboard out. So we'll take the screws out of it. Now there's nothing wrong with this one, it's just a little slower than I need it to be. Of course, for the most part, it being slow probably has to do with the hard drive being congested. Alright, so now we'll take and slide this out. And be careful, you don't want to skin any spots on it or anything like that. So, well, I can't use this fan because this is Intel, so I guess this is all going to go as one unit when I sell it. So we'll set that aside, and then we'll punch our panel out. And it's not really all that dirty, so that should be good. I do not like this fan, but I don't think I have another one. I will go check and see. We'll put our plate in for this board. Sometimes them things can be pretty difficult to put in. Alright, we got that in. Now I'm going to go check, see if I've got a AMD fan to put on here, because I don't like this style. So stay tuned. Well, I couldn't find one, so it looks like it's going to have to be that one. Alright, so we want to make sure that our standoffs are in the right place. And make sure those are tight. So let's see here. This one's in the right location. This one's in the right location. This one is not. So we'll take, how do you get my tool? We'll take that one out. And move it on down here to the next one. This board's considerably bigger. Alright, and same thing with this one. That one will move down here to the end. So then we've got this one, this one, this one. Alright, they're all in the correct place. Yeah, we're going to try to do a little cable management here on this CPU fan to hide that wire just a little bit more. And the cleaner your wires are, and the more managed they are, the cooler your system's going to run. Because you ain't got to fight all through them wires. So I'm getting ready to skip a step, so we're going to take this CPU off, or CPU fan, and we're going to replace the paste. Yeah, and it needed to be replaced. So we're going to take just a razor blade here and get the biggest part of that off. See how brittle that stuff is? That's bad. So then we'll take a paper towel and we're going to clean all that off of there. Just like so. And we're going to do the same thing to the processor. Now this is a Asus M5A797 LER 2.0 with a FX 8300 or 8350 processor, and we're going to make sure that's correct. Had to go get my C&Is. Yep, FX 8350 AMD. Alright, so now take our paste, and remember, less is more. So you just put a drop right in the middle. And then I'll just take my finger and then I'll just smear that around. And go all the way to the edge. And that's all you need to do. It's just a real thin coat. Then we're going to put this on there with the side that doesn't flip first. Then put that on there. And flip it in place, and then I just kind of jiggle it a little bit just to center it. And if you see any dirt or dust, just take your little brush and just kind of go sideways on it so it gets underneath there too. This fan's in pretty good shape, so I'm not really too awful worried about it. Alright, then plug it back up. And we want to make sure they had it in the right place. Alright, so the middle one is the CPU fan. That's the one they had it plugged to. We want to make sure it's correct. And then we'll do that again with our cords. And just hide them underneath there between the memory. Alright, now we'll take and grab it by the processor, and then we're going to slide her down in the hole here. And you just want to go careful with it. You don't want to get all crazy. Now the hard drive here, cords are in the way. Make sure that we're lined up. Grab our screws. Thing went in there awful hard. Let me check something here before I go any further. Everything seems to be okay, but it didn't act like it wanted to go in correct. Almost as if the faceplate's wrong. Make sure you don't have no cords pinned underneath of it. And then line your screws up. And you don't want to tighten your screws down all the way until you get all of them in. And in our case, we've got 6 of them. So we want to move it around until it's lined up. Once you get all your screws in it, then you can tighten them all down. Alright, now we can tighten it all down. And you just want to do snug. You don't want to get crazy with it and break something. Alright, so then we're going to check and make sure that all this is lined up correct. And it appears to be. So Now we can start putting all of our stuff in it. But before we put our video card in it, we want to make sure we do all of our USBs, because that's going to be such a tight area to get down in there. You're not going to want to fight that. Now we're ready to take her and plug her in. Now we're not going to put the case or the cover back on it until we are sure everything's right, so I ain't got to keep taking her on and off. So we'll meet you in the office and see if this thing's going to boot up and go. We're going to try to go right into the operating system that was on it. But if it don't work, then we'll just boot it from a boot disk and reinstall. So we'll see you in the office. Alright, now for the moment of truth. Let's see what happens. See if we got life here. Alright, we're going to enter setup and make sure everything's set up right. Alright, got mouse control in this one. Alright, let's see here. Hit yes, and see if it boots into the operating system. If it don't, we're going to have to reinstall Windows. Let's try a normal. See if it'll go. It probably won't. I can't get that lucky. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to. Alright, so I've basically showed you guys how to put your new board in. The rest of it you guys pretty much know about setting up, and I'm not going to go through that because I'm probably going to do a lot of cussing. So as soon as the Bison workshop is reinstalled, I'll edit this video and go ahead and get it uploaded to YouTube so you guys can see my aggravations. That was pretty simple to put that board in, and that's the process of putting board or switching boards. And you guys seen how I do it, which ain't really no different than anybody else. So we've got it in there. We've just got to install Windows on it, reinstall Windows Movie Maker and all the drivers and all that good stuff, and that'll be it. Now the old board I'll probably take and use it to do another build and sell a computer. If anybody's interested in my old board, there's nothing wrong with it. I just wanted to upgrade simply because this one's an FX 8350 and I wanted them both to match. Now it's not the same board. This one is a MSI 970. That one is an ASUS. Different boards, same processor. That way if something happens, you know, they're both the same, and if I need to later on down the road have to order a part or something like that, it's going to be the same. So, and I know how good this machine here runs, so I would like Bison's machine to work just as good. Yes, it's not a gaming machine, but I do video rendering on it and editing and stuff like that, or whatever you want to call it, and I'd like for it to run smoothly. It's only got a 2 gig video card in it, same model, same size, just different memory, and this one's got a 4 gig. So wish me luck on this operating system, and it goes as smooth as I would like for it to go, which I know it won't, simply because it's the Bison's computer. So hope you all enjoyed your day. I pretty much slept all day. And it's just too damn cold to go outside and do anything, and I'm just not interested in going out and doing anything. So oh, it's saying Windows is starting. Is it going to start? No, it's going to go back to the blank screen and start over again. You watch. Mark my word. Told you. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share. Show me some love, man. If you want to contribute to the shop, to help the shop out, and or you can do it through PayPal. Don't do anything with the Patreon yet, because I don't know how to get in it. I don't know how to get anything transferred from Patreon to my account, so you know, I can't get into it right now. So until I figure that out, till I want to take the time to figure it out, it's not important right now. But just don't worry about that Patreon. If you do, you're wasting your time, because I'm not going to be able to use it. So just do the PayPal to bisonworkshop@gmail.com if you want to. If you don't, that's fine. Just putting it out there. Anyway, you guys have a good one. later.